So we're going to dive back into some more color shift powders today. We're going to start off with one from Barlows called Oil Slick. So as I mentioned, we're going to start off with this Oil Slick. We're going to go with 1/8 of a teaspoon. And we'll see. I've never made this color. I've had it for a little while, but let's see what it looks like. Alright, so we're looking pretty good right there. I think I want to add maybe just a little bit more. So I'm going to take my 1/8, but I'm only going to add about half a scoop or so. I want it to be just a little bit more saturated. So we've got our oil slick mixed all in. I'm going to add some of the small 0.015 red flake. I'm going to add a 1/16 teaspoon of that. I don't want a lot of flake, I just want a little bit, just enough to notice that it's there. Now we're ready to inject. We got our mold out and ready. We're going to inject some of these finesse worms. And we'll see how it looks. So here's our first look at Oil Slick. I think this color looks incredible. I've been targeting spotted bass a lot recently, and I feel like this is going to be a really, really good spotted bass color. And I like that the small red flake is just enough to kind of break it up and make it look really nice and natural. So I would say for color number 1, that is a success. So let's move on to our next one. So for our next color, this is one of the Chameleon powders we found on Amazon. We're going to try this purple, red, green. We're going to go with 1/8 of a teaspoon of that as well. So the camera isn't really picking it up all that much, but the purple and the red together are almost making like a pink color right here on the surface. So pretty cool. Not quite what I expected, but it's still really cool either way. So I think for this one, I'm actually going to add a drop of black. We'll start with 1 drop of black and see how that changes it. See if it helps bring out some of those color shifts a little more. Alright, I like what we've got right there. Now for the flake, I'm actually going to try one of the new 8-bit bait Siren Scales on this one, so let me grab it. And for the flake on this one, we're going to go with this Ursula color in these new Siren Scales. We're going to start with 1/8 of a teaspoon of these. Alright, so I think I want to add a little bit more of the flake. So I'm going to go with another 1/8. That's going to put us at about 1/4 of a teaspoon total. I want this particular color to have a decent amount of flake in it, because I think we're going to make a smaller bait with this one. So I want to add a little bit more flake. And for this color, I think we're going to make some Ned rigs. Here's a look at the Amazon color shift powder in that purple, red, green. Looks really cool. I'm glad I added those Siren Scales, because you can see this color's not like super overpowering, but adding those little scales in there just give it that little bit of extra pop. And these colors like this, these kind of like purplish, pinkish colors, if you guys fish around smallmouth and spotted bass, definitely give these a shot. And you can see the way the light hits the top of that, you can see all the green coming out. Just a really, really cool little color. Alright, so there is color number 2. Now we're going to go back to another Barlows color for our third and final color. And for this third and final color, we're going to use the Lava Craw Blue. A few videos back you saw us use the standard Lava Craw, so we're going to try this one. We're going to add a little bit of the small 0.015 black flake. And then we're going to go back to some Siren Scales and use this Ashara, is how I'm assuming how you pronounce that. But either way, let's get to mixing it up. For our Lava Craw Blue, we're going to go with kind of a heaping 1/8 of a teaspoon for that. We're going to go with a 1/16 teaspoon of our small black flake. And then we're going to go straight to a 1/4 teaspoon of our Siren Scales. I know that is a lot of this flake, but that's what I'm looking for. And we're looking pretty good right here. And since this is a Lava Craw color, we're going to get out of Craw Mold and get to injecting. And like I mentioned, we got our Craw Mold sitting out. And this is a mold that I have not shown on the channel before, so this will be the first time that you guys have seen this one. Here's the third and final round of baits. That just looks phenomenal. So spring is here, depending on where you're at in the country. And we all know that the fish are going to be bedding soon. And if you haven't thrown some of these smaller profiles for bedding fish, you should definitely give it a shot. This color looks incredible. You can see that blue shiftiness in the Lava Craw, and then those Siren Scales, the way they reflect, it gives that like orangish, pinkish look depending on how the light's hitting it. Just looks absolutely incredible. So let's take a look at all 3 of these baits a little bit closer. And here's a good look at all 3 of those colors. We've got our oil slick finesse worms, that Amazon Chameleon powder in the middle, and then the Lava Craw blue. All of these are really, really cool colors. They all shift really well. Some of the color shift powders that you can get, they don't actually shift all that much, and these you can actually see everything, and they seem to hold up extremely well to heat. And as always, let me know which one you guys like the best. And there you have it, guys. It's just a few more of the color shift powders that are available to us. And as always, I will leave all the products linked down below. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video and liked something. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. We'll see you on the next one.